Everybody wants to start selling in the US of A on Amazon.com. It is for sure the biggest of the Amazon marketplaces, and if you get it right, it's the place where you can make the most money. However, there is some things that you must get in place before you go to the US of A. In this video, we're going to show you exactly what they are. Now, if you haven't already, consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel because we post brand new content each and every day, all about helping you build your own cashola creating, money making business on Amazon right here in Australia. Also, if you've got any questions, comments, or feedback, comment below. I'll be sure to get that too. All right, let's get into it.
Simon asked about moving a business from Australia to the USA, and I just wanted to raise a caveat, which is Q4 in Amazon is a very different experience than the other quarters. And as we get nearer to Q4 from September through to December, it becomes increasingly more difficult to set up accounts and to set up listings, particularly in the USA. They do whatever they can to get rid of you. What you do is you go via Amazon Global Selling. So if you've got your account in Australia, you would set up Amazon Global Selling. Now, I have seen people confidently go in and end up in 14 marketplaces and then try to extract themselves from that and then lock themselves out of Amazon. So that's where the Seller Central girls are incredibly helpful. Rosie has guided many people through navigating Amazon Global Selling. One guy I know completely locked himself out. So just in those sort of areas where it's a transition, where you're only ever going to do it once, it's really good to get their help, just because they are doing it every day and they're seeing the idiosyncrasy that is Amazon. Some people do it really easily and painlessly, and other people get themselves into a complete tangle, and it's often to do with your documentation. When you go global selling, you can still use your Australian bank account and you can still use your Australian entity. You don't have to set up an American company or an American bank account. So that a lot of people launch in and set up an American company, and it's expenses that they don't need to do at this stage. So I use, with my Amazon account, I use World First. Some people use OFX. We have our Australian bank account connected to our Amazon in the US, and we also have our World First. So that means that the Australian bank account, if I want to deploy funds to Australia, I can. If I want to keep my money in US dollars, I keep it into World First so that then I can pay my suppliers, my manufacturers. So that's just a useful way of, you can have the two bank accounts connected to it. And some you may want to deploy to Australia. In terms of new products, Amazon doesn't necessarily want more listings leading towards Christmas. And one of the things that you can do is very early set up with your listing, so that you can ascertain if there's going to be any problems in terms of suppression requirements, in terms of certifications or safety data sheets. So my recommendation is, if you're planning on getting a listing in the US over the next few months, do it sooner rather than later. Get a well-written listing, because Amazon will be rejecting things, and there's word triggers that are quite surprising, that you innocently go in and think you've covered it, and there's a bunch of words that will trigger a automatic rejection. So just be across those words, make sure they're not in your titles and make sure they're not in your listings, and be prepared to pivot. If you are rejected, there's always the opportunity to have your product at a 3PL, sell via eBay, sell by Shopify if you've got your stock in the US. But just be prepared that in the quarter, the last quarter, all sorts of things can happen with Amazon, which may sound a little bit scary, but it's, if issues come up, the whole thing about being an entrepreneur is going, okay, that's plan one. I had a client just yesterday that I was talking to. Okay, let's set up for plan one, but be prepared that we may go plan two or plan three as we head towards Christmas.
Hello there, this is Neil-Asher from the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs, and that was a video from my regular Monday night Q&A session with the members of the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. We've got 2,500 members and growing right here in Australia. We're actually the fastest growing e-commerce community here in Australia with sales of over $50 million. If you'd like to find out more, get yourself off to www.aussieonlineentrepreneurs.com.au. See you next time. Bye.